Hi guys, I hope you are doing great and you also enjoying the learning of Snowflake. And in this series today, I'm going to cover about the transformation, and it is very important. Right? In the previous video, and if you have not checked yet, so you can go and check how to create a stage and how to use the copy command in SQL editor. So those things we already covered. Now moving forward to apply the transformation. So how we can transform the data during the copy command. So during the load the data, this can be something very useful, right? So that we can just directly get the data transformed and read to be used in our databases. If it is data is already loaded in the transform, we already apply the transformation, so it is very easy to read and we can retrieve the data. So this can be part of our ETL strategy, right? This is a ETL. What is ETL? We are extracting. Extracting is the data. The file is present into the S2 S3 bucket, and we are applying the middle, transforming the data. And after transformation, we are loading the data. That is called the ETL, right? So let's jump on to the UI section of Snowflake. So we I can describe more on that. So I already log in into Snowflake's UI. Now I already written some command. I'm going to explain uh, every command, what is the use and how what we are doing here, right? So you can see here the we are using as copy command, and this is our database that we created in the earlier videos. And this is our example. We are creating new table for our testing purpose, so that you can see the data, you can visualize the data. And if you notice here, right, here what we are doing, we are using the from and we are using the selected column. As you can see, two column we have selected. One is dollar one and dollar two. That is first column and the second column. Dollar indicate the um, it is the column direction, right? And this is our database stored. This is the storage, right? And these are the stages, right? What we have created into the earlier videos, right? And similar thing we have, everything is similar, right? File format, we have a CSV and field, um, it's a comma separated, right? And skip the first row, that is we already learned in the previous video. And this is our file. So what I was telling, I have opened the old the command. So order table, right? We have a order ID and the amount. So those are the two columns we are taking, right? And we are using the alias, right? It is a best practice. Either we are not joining anything, but it is best practice to use the alias. So first column and the second column we are loading into our into the table. So these are the order ID and the amount. Let me create the table first. Then after that we will going to load the data into the newly created table. So let me execute, and you can see that the table is created. Now I'm going to load the data for the two columns, right? So it is yeah, it's done. You can see no error, everything is correctly loaded into the table. Now we can see here these are the two columns we have loaded, right? Order ID and the amount, right? As you can see. So these are the transformation, right? We we are it is very important. Let's say you are not using your, you are going to load the data few of the columns, so we are also saving our compute cost, because selection and complete value and the columns we have select, so it required the compute, right? So whatever you need, you are transforming and you are loading the data into the your destination table. So this is the one example that you can load the data and you can select, right? And so you can see here, this is our best practice writing skill, right? Top section, we all capital. Here the selected column is starting with a small, because to separate out, we can identify this is select inner query, right? And this is a not the part of the copy activity. So to for our understanding, you whatever works for um, you can work like that. And this is my way of writing, so I was just explaining you. Now moving to the second example, what we want to achieve here. So in same table we are going to load, and this is the um, order example. In that table we are creating two more columns. One is order ID, amount, profit, and the profit, the flag, right? It is a this profit, we are getting the profit, or we are not we are on in loss. So those indicators we can define while loading the data, because if you see the data is present into uh, minus amount and negative amount, right? And the positive is always the profit, and the negative is always loss, right? So based on that, we can identify, we can apply some transformation while loading the data, and we can see the data after load. So let me reset the table again, because earlier we have a two column. Now we're creating the table, same table with two other columns also. So let me execute it. So it is going to reset. Yeah. So the table is created with the new columns and everything. Now here you can see the copy command, that is same the database and the table. Now here you can see the select and the same $1, $2, and 3. These are the indicator of the column as I explained earlier, right? So the S1, S2, and 3, these are the column coming from the CSV file, right? Here we are applying the transformation. We are using the SQL command. That is also, if you are aware of the SQL, you know case statement and everything. So those are also you can use in the Snowflake. I will going to provide you the list of the functions and of those things what can you use in the Snowflakes. So these are the one of these. So you can see same whatever we were writing earlier into the case statement, start with the case when, and this is the cast that we also used in a SQL word, right? SQL is the casting of the columns, and this is integer. We already created as an integer column, but here this data is we are reading from the CSV file. That's why we are reading the data, converting into the integer. So this is integer value we're converting, because we need to apply the comparison, right? So that we are saying that smaller than 0, greater than 0, then it's profitable, right? If it is not else, not profitable, and this is a profit, right? And to end the case statement, we are using the and, right? Same, everything is similar, right? Format is same, comma separated, and the header one, and this is the file. Now we can try to load and we can see the result. So this is I'm running the query here. So you can see, yep, data is loaded without any error. Now if you run the query, you can see um, data is transformed. Based on that, we have the order ID, column, amount, and the profit and the flag, whatever we have, no, we have given with the with our case statement. Now going back to the example third here. So in this section we are going to use some kind of function and also substring of those things, so um, we can see how we are transforming those things also, right? So let me reset the table again, same table we are using, and you can see here order ID, amount, and the profit, integer, and the uh, category sub, and those things. So category substring we are inserting, right? So let me reset the table again, recreating the table. Now we are loading the data with using the example this one. So as I mentioned, these are the three column. The everything is same, $1, 2, 3, and this is the data we are preparing at our end, right? So you can see. So this is the $5, in that means the fifth column, and we are using the substring, means we are mm, starting letter with a 1 until 5, that we are selecting from the CSV file, the data generation, and everything is similar, no need to explain. So I'm going to execute the query, and after that we will see the data how it look like. Okay, so everything is loaded. Now we can see the data in the table how it look like. You can see we have load the data, successfully load the data. Now you can see that is the um, category substring we already use here, right? If I go back to the original table which is there, here, so you can see here, so it is starting the everything right here, category, and category we have did, right, fifth column, 1 2 3 4 5, right? So you can see here the 5 row, the substring how much we have used. Yeah, I am NI, right? So if you count here, 1 3 and to 5, right? And we have put the 5 here, right? So starting the character is first to 5. So this is a substring function. As if you are hopefully you're coming from the SQL background, so you are understanding what I am trying to say. That if you are not able to understand, please do comment. I will create another video for the SQL functions and all, so you can understand better way. Okay, now moving to the next example, and further example advance for the transformation. So let me open the new window for that. Here you can see here. So now what we are doing here are same profit and the flag we are generating. Let me reset the table again, and it is the table is created now. See, try to understand what we are doing using here, right, in this command. So what we are doing here, we have created four columns, but we are trying to load the two column. That is also possible, right? In the SQL or Word also we are using the same, right? If you remember that, if you recall, insert into, and we are put keep giving the value, right? Not value, before value we are giving the column information, right? If we have a, let's say, uh, 10 column set, and we are pushing the data of only two columns, so then we need to specify what are the columns, and which are the columns is you are inserting the data into that. So same way here, I'm specifying the column two columns we are inserting. So now we already reset. If you see here, if I run the, nothing is there, four column, all are null after loading the data. If you load the data, if you see, the data is loaded, and if I successfully completed, now if I see the table structure, the two columns are load, and the two columns are as a null, because we have not specified and we have not provide the value in in those columns, right? So hopefully you are understanding, and please do comment if I am going too fast or if I need to improve. So please do let me know, and I'll try to uh, slow my speed and those everything. So these are the this transformation we did. Now again, I'm going to reset the table again. Going to recreate the table again. If I execute that this command, now if you see here, now the table is again we have created. Now we try to load what the this example says that we are copying the data from the CSV, and two columns we are providing amount and this the profit and the amount, right? So those are the things we are going to insert, right? And these are the columns we are selected, and $2 and $3, right? So those are the things we are selected, and we are not inserting the order ID, as you remember earlier example that we are getting the value from the CSV, right? Now what we are doing here, that same thing, and these are the value from the format and the comma delimiter, right? Comma is there, and skip the header is equal to 1. That means uh, please don't load the data for the first row of the column, right? Now if you see here, what we have did here, right? Order ID, we are not loading the data, but it is auto incremental, right? We started starting point, we are giving the default value for this um, column, right? Order ID we are generating at our end. And what is that? Auto generated, starting from 1 and incremental for 1, means 1, and first row first will become as a 1, second will become as a 2, so auto incremental by 1, right? Okay, now hopefully you understand. Now I am executing this command, so now I'm loading the data into the table, and after that we will see the data. It successfully loaded into the table. Now if I select complete row set, let me see. So you can see the order ID is generated with the default value, and two columns we have load from the CSV, right? And if you want to use the filter, use the where command, that greater than 15, you can select the data after 15. So if I execute, so that will come starting with the order ID 16, 17, 19 and all, right? So and so forth. So these are the things we have um, we did the transformation, and if you want to drop anything, same command you can use drop table and whatever we have create for our demo purpose that I'm going to drop from here. Okay, thank you so much, and I hope you are understanding, and if you don't understand or if you have any query, please do comment, and will I definitely reply back to you. And if you like this video, please do subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you so much again.